Your belly fat isn't your fault. It's biology's trap. You cut carbs, tracked every calorie, spent hours on the treadmill. Logic says the weight should be dropping. Math says you're in a deficit. But that stubborn belly fat, it hasn't budged. It looks softer, more inflamed, and more permanent than ever. There's a biological reason. It has nothing to do with discipline. It's not just eating less, moving more. You're fighting a hidden survival instinct. While you burn fat, your body's signaling to hoard it. This creates a metabolic environment where insulin stays sky high. Your liver makes glucose even on keto. By the end of this, you'll know why belly fat sticks. More importantly, how to flip the switch and burn it. This deep fat is chemically different from leg fat. It's packed with cortisol receptors. Think of them like antennas for stress signals. Your belly fat amplifies them and reacts. It's wired to be a cortisol magnet. You get stressed, cortisol spikes. Your belly fat absorbs and expands. But here's the kicker. As it grows, it signals more cortisol. It becomes a self-sustaining factory. The fat tissue itself recruits stress hormones. It feeds on what makes you miserable. This explains skinny fat, eating little but still having a paunch. Their body is in crisis mode. Chronically high cortisol means preservation mode. It thinks you're starving or fleeing danger. It won't burn reserves. You might think, I eat clean, insulin is low. This is the second trap. Biology gets frustrating here. Even pure steak and water can spike your blood sugar. How? Your liver is a chemical powerhouse. Cortisol demands energy. The liver makes glucose from amino acids. This is gluconeogenesis, creating new sugar. You wake up stressed. Cortisol rises. Liver dumps glucose. Pancreas senses sugar, releases insulin. High cortisol and high insulin while fasting. Insulin turns off fat burning. You're locked out. You're running on manufactured sugar, fat stores sealed. This chaos is driven by 3 lifestyle traps. First trap, the endurance paradox. Constant cardio? People pound the pavement, sweat hard. But biologically, it signals a chronic emergency. We walk to forage, sprinted to escape, not long jogs. Chronic medium-intensity cardio signals a long migration. It raises cortisol to keep you going. If you don't recover, cortisol never drops. Result, muscle wasting. Cortisol breaks down muscle for fuel. Lose muscle. Metabolic rate drops. Burn fewer calories at rest. Elevated cortisol pushes fat storage to your belly, burning your engine, muscle, to store more fuel, belly fat. You get smaller, softer, slower metabolically. Scale might drop, but body composition worsens. Then, trap 2, competitive fasting. Fasting is powerful for longevity. It's a body cleaning crew. But imagine sending them into a burning building. That's aggressive fasting with high stress. Little sleep, high pressure job, then forcing no food? You're crashing. Your body sees no energy as famine confirmation. Fasting stress adds to life stress. Total load exceeds your capacity. Instead of fat burning, your thyroid down-regulates. Energy plummets. Hands and feet get cold. Body clings to visceral fat. You're fighting biology. It always wins. Fasting's goal, lower insulin. But stress-induced glucose dump negates it. You're just starving and stressed. Trap 3, the nocturnal alarm. The silent killer of fat loss. In bed for 8 hours, but restorative? Scenario: you fall asleep exhausted, then snap awake at 2 or 3 a.m. Not just awake, but alert, mind racing. Toss, turn, check clock, drift off before alarm. This isn't bad sleep. It's a hypoglycemic event. Blood sugar drops naturally during sleep. Poor metabolic flexibility or high stress drops it too fast. Your brain needs glucose. It senses a threat. It thinks it's running out of fuel. Panic button. Adrenals fire adrenaline and cortisol. Wake the liver. Dump glucose. Adrenaline surge wakes you up. Fight or flight response. Tragedy. You miss deep sleep for growth hormone. Growth hormone, your anti-aging fat-burning hormone. You spend the night bathing in cortisol and insulin. Wake up puffy, holding water, belly fat storage on high. How do we break free? Convince your body the war is over. We need to send safety signals. Speak the nervous system's language. First, shift your view on movement. Stop punishing, start flushing. Replace chronic cardio with the metabolic flush. A specific walk right after meals. When you eat, glucose rises. Usually needs insulin. But muscle has a back door for glucose absorption. A mechanical gate. When you contract muscle, it pulls sugar from blood. A brisk 10 to 15 minutes walk after eating lowers blood sugar. You bypass a big insulin spike. Less insulin means less fat storage signal. It aids digestion and lowers post-meal cortisol. You use muscles as a glucose sink. Stable bloodstream, fat-burning active. Aids digestion, lowers post-meal stress. Muscles soak up sugar. Blood sugar stays steady. Machine's good. Next, let's tackle overnight stress. Waking at 3 a.m., we need to fix that blood sugar crash. Use a smart pre-bed safety hack. Seems weird, but context matters. Fasting hurts if stress spikes wake you. It's simple. Small honey. Pinch of salt before sleep. A teaspoon, not a meal. Here's why it works. Honey gives your liver steady glycogen. Tops off fuel so your brain doesn't freak out. Salt cuts adrenaline. Balances fluids. No crash means no adrenaline spike. You stay asleep. And sleep means deep rest. Where cortisol drops, growth hormone soars. Trade a few calories for hours of fat burning. It's a smart move. Now, about intensity. We need muscles to grow, not just jog. We use microdoses of intensity. Sprinting, but not much. Short, all-out bursts, once or twice weekly. 15 seconds uphill, 20 on a bike, then rest fully, like an ancestral hunt. Short, hard, then rest. This cranks up human growth hormone, HGH. Some see 400% plus increases. HGH fights cortisol, builds muscle, burns belly fat. Less time, more intensity means hormonal wins, less stress. Also, timing your food matters. Earn your fast with a good feast. Don't fast 20 hours for a salad. That's starvation. When you eat, get protein first. Protein keeps you full, triggers glucagon. Aim for your ideal weight in grams. Signals abundance, muscle building. If you can't hit protein, fast less. Finally, a powerful chemical trigger. Better than any supplement, it's the opposite of cortisol. Bonding hormone oxytocin. High oxytocin equals low cortisol. It's a biological seesaw. Trigger it with vitamin G, deliberate gratitude. Don't just say thanks. Feel it for 60 seconds. Sun, coffee, loved ones. Feel that appreciation. Heart rate variability shifts. Biochemistry changes. Calms fight or flight. Improves digestion, sleep. A free reset button. It's not about calories. It's a hormonal knot. Belly fat signals a body on high alert. Ditch chronic cardio. Do heavy lifting/sprinting. Stop starvation fasting. Fuel with protein. Fix sugar crashes with a honey hack. Stop stress on autopilot. Use gratitude to lower cortisol. Turn off those alarms. Drain the swamp. Less threat, less defense. Visceral fat has no cortisol to feed on. The downward spiral reverses. Energy returns. Brain fog lifts. That stubborn waistline shrinks. You have the map. Not about doing more. It's doing the right things to signal safety. Sleep missing? You're not alone. That 3 a.m. wake-up is a metabolic disaster. But there's more to sleep. Tied to your liver. Stuck at 3 a.m.? Comment below. Found this helpful?